Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes again. We're going to be doing Taroscopes for the sign of Sag. That's Sag Sun, Sag Moon, Sag Rising for the month of September 2025. Before I get started, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Welcome to this lovely family of like-minded souls. I think you're going to like it here. And I think you're going to meet up with some people that you perhaps know from other channels. To my tried and true have been with me for years, walking every morning through my garden. Thank you so much for your continued support. It means the world to me. To my Patreon folks who have been with me for years and who have helped support my work, I really do appreciate it. And there is more fun to come. And to my new members of my channel, thank you so much for your membership. There's a lot of videos on the membership side of things that you can explore, videos about famous people, infamous people, also astrology, and some deep dives using the system that I use with the Kabbalah. So you can enjoy that at your leisure. And there is more fun to come. I've been a little busy with classes and readings, um, thanks to my exposure on Susan Lynn's channel. So, but there is more stuff coming your way. So keep your eyeballs peeled for that. And we can get started. We're going to start with the astrology, and then we're going to go to okay, hold on. There we go. I am going to timestamp this so that if you want to go straight to the card reading, you can. So you can just look below in the drop-down menu and it'll be there. So September is an interesting month full of in a year full of interesting months. It is to a certain extent a um sort of an event horizon kind of month. We have eclipses this month. The eclipses always shift things. These are south node eclipses, so it's more about letting go than it is about moving forward. But we certainly want to lighten the load a little bit, and this month is going to give us an opportunity to do that. We have two vibrations we're working with this month, the 9 vibration, which is the vibration of both the month and the year, and the 18-9 vibration, which is the vibration when we add those two nines together. The 9 is a Virgo energy. The 18-9 is a Pisces energy. We're working with the Virgo-Pisces axis because that's where the nodes are, and that's where the eclipses are happening. We have the 9 here on the tree of life, on the path of the hermit. This is called the intelligence of will. It connects the Sephiroth of loving kindness, Hesed, with the Sephiroth of beauty, Tiphareth. This is the sun and this is Jupiter. The sun, Jupiter combinations, the two stars of our solar system. They do believe that Jupiter is actually I think a dwarf brown star, um, and is a star in its own right. But of course, we have the big soul, right? SOL, the sun, which is really the center of our solar system. Okay, our soul system. On September 1st, we have Saturn ingressing back into Pisces. It retrogrades back into Pisces from Aries. It's been in Aries now for a couple of months. But now it's going back into Pisces. It wants to finish off and finish out its energy in Pisces. It's going to be there until I believe it's February of next year. So a couple of months. This is ending the Saturn and Pisces cycle, but also ending a larger cycle where Saturn was moving through the whole zodiac. It started back in the 90s, and now it's coming to its natural endpoint. And with all natural endpoints, we get to decide what we want to bring forth into the next cycle of Saturn moving through the zodiac, which is already, we've had a little bit of a look forward for that as Saturn moved through Aries for a couple of months. But it really goes in earnest in February, especially as it conjoins Neptune. at that first degree of Aries. So there's a lot of stuff that we have to deal with, a lot of stuff that we have to get through, both personally and collectively, in these last few months of the year. We will do it, and we will rise up come 2026 with a whole new perspective. And so be prepared. Do your due diligence, do your work, take care of yourself. All of that stuff is really, really important. On the 2nd, we have Mercury ingressing into Virgo. When planets move into a sign, they do get activated by the transpersonal planets in Saturn that are making this sort of mini grand trine in the sky. And so everything gets tested by evolutionary principles, and the principle of evolution is to move towards oneness and unity. And so those things that separate us will fall away. You know, a lot of things that in this world that separate us is our finances, right? It separates the rich from the poor. But we're all going to find ourselves in the same situation, whether we're rich or we're poor. So it is really a balancing out of the scales that's happening as we move into a new dimensional frequency that's going to come, that we're already sort of in. So it's not like we're not in it. We are in it, but we still have to sort of clean up before we can move forward. On the 4th of September, we have Mars making a square to your ruling planet, Jupiter. It's a first quarter crisis in action square. Mars is in Libra, Jupiter is in Cancer. Hopefully, this is action to help those who need the most help. I'm thinking of places like Gaza and Ukraine and other places where people are suffering. We need to remember that what happens to the least of us happens to all of us. On the 6th, Uranus, the planet of sudden change, actually changes direction. From our perspective on Earth, of course, it always moves forward in the sky. It's just from our perspective, it looks like it's moving backwards. It's going to retrograde at 2 degrees of Gemini. Spiritual blessings is the Sabian symbol. It will cause a disruption. It always does, especially Uranus. It can be very explosive. We have to keep in mind that no matter what happens, we have grace and we have blessings from spirit. And we're probably going to have to pull on those, I think, to help us get through whatever that is going to be. And you might say, well, what's it going to be? And I'll tell you, if it's Uranus, you don't ever know. If you think you know, you're probably wrong. That's how the transpersonal planets work. When you think you got it figured out, they're like, oh yeah, hold my beer. Only with Uranus, it's hold my stick of dynamite. Neptune is hold my beer. Okay, anyway, on the 7th, we have the first of the eclipses, a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. Lunar eclipses are like full moons on steroids. Something will be revealed. The Sabian symbol for that degree of Pisces is finding grace in stillness. So if you can find some stillness, you will definitely find grace. And so we need to still the mind, which isn't going to be that easy, but practice makes perfect, right? On the 12th of September, we have the Sun and Mercury both sextiling Jupiter. It is a waxing sextile, so it does open the lines of communication. It illuminates something. And the next day, we have the Sun conjoin Mercury in a superior conjunction. That means Mercury is direct, so we don't have to look very far, but right in front of our eyes to see what we need to see. And with Jupiter still sextiling those two planets, we're going to be able to spread the information far and wide. So I expect we're going to get some information with this full moon, and then we're going to be able to disseminate it. And the conjunction occurs at 21 of Virgo. So if you happen to have anything at 21 of Virgo, it says a girls' basketball team receptivity to collective forces. Most people are not satisfied with the way things are going. And if we join together and and put our energy in a direction that makes more sense for us, that makes more sense for more people, we actually have quite a bit of power, especially this month. On the 15th of September, the Ides of September. Every month has Ides, by the way, it just means the middle of the month. Um, and of course, it's opposite, right? The Ides of March. So that's interesting. The Ides of September, we have Venus making a sextile to Mars. This is actually a waning sextile. It's part of a 2-year cycle between Mars and Venus. That cycle began about 2 years ago in the sign of Aquarius. And now it has come to the Aquarius point in its cycle. So this really is very progressive, very helpful. Uh, Relationships, creating relationships uh, within society that are going to bring us in a more progressive direction, raising all boats, more humanitarianism, the stuff that really counts for us. On the 17th, Mercury will make an opposition to Saturn. Mercury's at the last degree of Capricorn. I'm sorry, of Virgo, and of course Saturn at the last degree of Pisces. On the 18th, then Mercury ingresses into Libra, opposes Neptune right away, uh, but then trines Uranus and trines Pluto. So Mercury has a little bit more of a um, an easier time than it did when it moved into Virgo, but still is challenged by Saturn and Neptune, reality and imagination. Um, and then we also have on the 19th Venus moving into Virgo. And so she has to face the gauntlet, just like Mercury did at the beginning of the year with an inconjunct to Neptune, an inconjunct well, first of all, she has what does she have here? Venus in conjunct Neptune, Venus in conjunct Pluto. She's at the point of a yod, and she's getting a square from Uranus, which can bring shock and awe. This can be a money thing because Venus deals with money. So there can be some financial thing that comes up at this time. On the next day, the 21st, Saturn opposes the sun. That's a reality check. And we have the new moon with Saturn opposing that new moon on the same day. It is an eclipse. It is a new moon eclipse, but it is on the south node. And so there is something that needs to be released before we can move forward. It says faith in oneself is required to trust the inner voice of truth. This may be where you really have to step forward in your own truth, what you know, what you understand, and maybe ignore the people who say they know what they're doing and what they understand, and really come to terms with what you understand. Because this is a time of power to the people, but the people are very confused. And so the more surety you can have in your understanding of things, the better it is for you, and also the better it is for others, because people, as a Sagittarius, people do look to you for your wisdom and your guidance. And so that guidance is best served from within for you, as with all of us, and then based on your experiences and what you've seen and what you understand about the world. And let me tell you, Sag, you understand a lot. So you're going to be very helpful at this time when people really need a vision. Sag is all about vision. On the 22nd, Mars ingresses into Scorpio and the Sun ingresses into Libra. That means for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the beginning of fall. And for those in the Southern Hemisphere, it's beginning of spring. I know you Southern Hemisphere folks have had a very cold winter. And so it's going to feel good to get the sun back on your side of the world. And for those of us who've had a very hot summer, perhaps fall will bring some relief for us as well. And it's a time of introspection. It's a time of uh, of of pondering all that has grown this year, all that has been harvested, and how we're going to make best use of what has been harvested. On the 23rd, we have the Sun opposing Neptune. Of course, Neptune is in that first degree of Aries. It also makes a trine to Uranus and a trine to Pluto on the next day. So we have this Sun in Libra being bolstered and boosted by those transpersonal planets. It does have a, let's see, the opposition to Neptune, the opposition to Saturn can be challenging, but that both those oppositions bring awareness, and then the trines to Uranus and the trines to Pluto help to bring quick change. The energy at the end of the month is difficult. We have Mars making an inconjunct to Neptune and an inconjunct to Uranus and a square from Pluto. So Mars, the planet of action in Scorpio, getting to the bottom line, is very activated at the end of the month. And that can be dangerous in its own way. So be extra careful at the end of the month, especially, I think, for everybody, not just for Sag. So I think I'm saying that to everybody because there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of explosive energy, and a lot of confusion. So I think in the outer world, the confusion will reign supreme, but it's your inner world that you have control over. And so it's important that, as the hermit says, you look within and you shine your light of understanding. Because with the moon card being one of the main cards this month, things that were hidden will come out. And a lot of those things will be very, very disruptive to people. So we do have to sort of understand that about the times that we're in and have some grace as we walk through and as we relate to others. I want to look at specifically for Sag. We'll run to Sag now, go through all these other signs. And here we have, of course, Sagittarius. There's Chiron with his great hair. I don't know if that's Chiron, but this guy's got great hair. Anyway, we're in the moon, right? The moon, something is rising up from beneath the surface. What could that possibly be? Well, we'll start with Pluto. We'll start with Pluto. We have Pluto in your third house. It's going to be there for another 18 years. Pluto dives deep. Pluto gets to the bottom line. Aquarius is about power to the people. You're going to be a very, very much an influence in how to bring the power to the people through teaching and educating them, Sagittarius. Here's Saturn in Aries, then moving into Pisces in that fourth house. This is, the fourth house for you is your family, your clan, also your ancestors. You'll be hearing from your ancestors, sure, especially at that full moon, I think, at 16 degrees of Pisces. Um, this is cleaning some things up in your home or in your own soul. Um, Deciding what it is you want to bring forth into the next cycle and what you're going to leave behind. We have, of course, Neptune is going to stay in your fifth house, moving retrograde, but staying in that fifth house all month. There can be some confusion around your children with that, or there can be a spiritualization or creativity. That Neptune is an energy of collective consciousness being in your fifth house. If you have any creative projects, it's a powerful place to have Neptune right now because your words, your creativity will go far and wide. So, and it will go back into, Neptune will go back into the fourth house and then come back out in 2026 into that fifth house. So be prepared for that. Uranus in your house of relationship, changing direction. There can be a change in relationships for you. Jupiter in your eighth house. This is expansion. This is a good, you can get in a lot of debt with this, so you do have to watch out. But you also have people who are willing to support you and support your projects. And so as long as you take that responsibility seriously, it's actually an opportunity to grow financially. We have Venus starting the month in the ninth house, quickly moving into that 10th house. Looks like you're going to be real busy this month with work. Mercury also moves into that 10th house quickly with the sun there. This is part of the full moon that you're going to have here. And actually also this should be over here. the new moon is going to be in your house of work. So you're going to have opportunities, um, opportunities, and there's a little bit of stress because there's a push pull between wanting to be out into the world and then the call of your soul, and also perhaps the call of your family. Your family may need you more with Saturn moving back into that house. You really do have to resolve that. You really do have to work that out. It's not about putting your career in the back burner necessarily, but if you really want to move in that direction, I think you're going to have to clean some things up at home. The sun starts the month in the 10th house, so we know you're busy. Moving into the 11th house of technology and group affiliations, networks. So there's a lot of energy for that. If you happen to be online, this is a nice place for the sun to be. Mercury also gets there towards the end of the month. And we have Mars starting the month there and then moving into the 12th house. Mars in Scorpio to the 12th house will unearth any ways in which you undo yourself. You will be tested to do it in a different way. If you're hurting yourself, then you know you're going in the wrong direction. So whatever direction you decide to go in, it has to be towards self-love and doing things that support you and your journey. And the people that are with you will benefit from your journey, but they have to kind of put on their big boy pants and big girl pants and start doing stuff for themselves, I think. All right, that's what it says there. So we're gonna stop the share and we're gonna get to the cards. All right, so let's see, what cards am I using? I did pull out a deck. Okay, oh, no, hold on. I know it's here. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna use the Wildwood deck. I often use this for you guys. It's sort of a shamanistic deck, and you guys are the shamans of the zodiac, so why not? All right, let's see what's up for you for Sag for the month of September. Oops, I have everything flipping over here. The 10 of stones flipped over right out of the deck. So that's family, but it is resources, so it's not bad family necessarily. Not bad news for the family. So, goodness gracious, these cards are like jumping out of my hands. I'm blaming it on the cards, but maybe it's just my hands. Ah, just one more good shuffle, guys. Sorry about this. Usually I shuffle them ahead of time, but we did not do that. Okay, that's good. We did have that 10 of stones again at the bottom. All right, let's see what we got here. We have the page of bows, stoat. This is a message. This is a message. Now the stoat is a little sneaky, but pretty powerful. Stoats are small, but they can take down prey much bigger than themselves. So this is the word. This is a message coming directly from spirit. Um, the challenge is strength. The challenge is strength. This is a as you sow, so shall you reap card. This is as above, so below. Um, so there is a message, and the challenge is strength. It's also, the 8 is also your ability to say something, express yourself. It's a throat chakra energy. Let's see what's underneath this. You've been frustrated. You've been getting attacked, but none of the arrows are landing. So you feel like you're sort of under the gun a little bit, and that may be you have a message to give, and you're wondering if you have the strength to outrun the arrows, so to speak. Let's see what's in the past. We have the Knight of Bows, which is Fox. The Fox is also sly. Notice that both the page and the knight are animals that are known to be a little bit sneaky, a little bit sneaky. The Knight of Bows, this is somebody who believes what they say. They're sort of taking their show on the road. They've had something to say. It's their own truth. Okay. So you have been expressing yourself. You have been spreading the word as it was in the past. And we have the Seven of Arrows, insecurity. This is definitely feeling of being attacked. Being attacked. And the thing is the more truth that you lay down, the more likely you will get attacked for it. Let's see what's in the immediate future. The Four of Stones, protection. I almost feel as though these cards are telling you to take a step back a little bit, right? And to protect yourself, protect your money, protect your resources. You make sure that what you're putting out is protected in a way, and other people aren't utilizing it for themselves. How it's seen from the outside, the world's tree. This is the people are seeing you moving in it's like you're starting something new. There's an end of something and something new. Something new. This is a Saturn card, so it could be a new way of working. Your domestic situation, you have the King of Stones, the Wolf. You feel like you have a lot of responsibility, and that on a certain level you're alone. You're alone where you are in your home. I don't know if other people don't necessarily understand you, or they feel that you're so in charge of yourself that they don't bother you with it. I don't know. We'll see. Hopes and fear, the shaman. This is the magician card. You are magic. I don't think you have to worry about that. And the outcome. The Queen of Bows. We have all these bows. Now, this is the queen, though. She is in charge. And one of the only animals so far in the bows that is not known for being sly, but very fertile, very fertile. This is the Fertile Myrtle card. So this is about creativity. It's about protecting your creative flame. Let's see what else we get here. The Nine of Arrows, dedication. So you're dedicated to your beliefs, what you know to be true and what you know to be right. And we have the Temperance card, which is the Sagittarius card, which is the Kundalini energy rising. So you are standing in your truth, Sagittarius. You are standing in your truth. And I will say that you will get, or you have been getting attacked for it. This month is about protecting yourself from that, protecting your finances, protecting your resources. And also balance and healing. Let's see what's underneath it. The Five of Stones, endurance, the Eight of Vessels, which is rebirth in this deck. So there's a rebirth. And then the Three of Stones, which is one of my favorite cards in all the decks. It's about stability. It's about finding the work that feeds you, feeds your family, and feeds your soul, and also working with others who have the same feelings about it. So I feel like you've been walking this path to a certain extent very much alone. And I feel like what's coming up for the future is an opportunity to maybe work with others, but people who share the same values as you do. Um, and perhaps people you can trust. All right. All right. Well, that's what I see. We're going to pull a Tree of Life Oracle card as well, just to round this out for you, Sag. Let's see what we have here. What does the Tree of Life have to say to Sag? What does the Tree of Life want to reveal for Sagittarius? Reveal for Sagittarius. Reveal. Let me give it a shuffle. Reveal for Sag. All right, feels better. Reveal for Sag. What do we got? Bina, understanding. Silence. What does that say? Awareness, the divine feminine. Bina is the place of Saturn. So look to your Saturn in your chart for understanding. Saturn is moving back into Pisces, cleaning things up. And Pisces is the sign of understanding. So there's a lot to ponder. There's a lot of wisdom this month. This is a very introspective energy. There is a sense in these cards that you need to pull away in September more from the outer stuff and work on the inner stuff. Work on the inner stuff. Isn't that beautiful? Bye now. All right, guys. Have yourself a great month. Take care of yourself. Hide if you must. Did you get the Hermit again? No. The Hermit is the card of the month, though, or one of the cards of the month. Things are going to be exposed this month, and there's going to be a lot of chaos out there. Protect yourself, protect your resources, protect your heart. And when you come out of this, you'll be more whole and more ready. More ready. All right. Have yourself a great month. For those of you who like my work with the Kabbalah, I'm going to be doing an introduction to the Kabbalah starting September 11th. It's a 6-week class. It's held on consecutive Thursday evenings, 7 to 9 Eastern. I do record all the classes. You get all the notes. So if you can't make every class, you still get the class. It's always an exciting and fun group of people that get together for this. And if you've been wanting to know, how does she do that? Where did she get that from? What does that mean? What's a bina? This is the class for you. Okay. All right. Take care. It's on my website, theseedsoftransformation.com. Go to the events page. You'll find it there, and you can register and join us. All right. Until then, I'll see you next month. Much love, everyone. Namaste.